Hi guys, I'm David Garofalo, and this is Cigar Spotlight. And this week on Cigar Spotlight, we're going to go back in time a little bit and have a Cusano Hermanos cigar. Cusano Hermanos, this cigar is a very interesting cigar and has an interesting story to it. So I open the inside lid. It tells me that Cigar Aficionado gave it an 87. This is way back in, I believe, 1997. I'm going to smoke the Churchill right now. This is a Connecticut shade cigar out of the Dominican Republic, and we'll give it a shot, and I'll tell you about how we came to take this brand on. Here it is, a very, very light-colored Connecticut shade cigar, and it says Cusano Hermanos. Actually, it says vintage on it now. That was something they added years ago. I'm going to use a perfect cut cutter from Cuvée. This is a Cusano brand. They gave me this cutter from a factory tour in 2007. So I'll use that as a cutter. A perfect cut cutter, so you understand, is a cutter that can only go so far in. See, you can't see through it. You can only push so far. And by pushing all the way in, you can't go any further. You just cut it, and it's a perfect cut. It never cuts over the cap, which is what you don't ever want to do. When you cut too far down, the cigar's going to unravel on you, and that's what you don't want to do. So it only cuts just a slim piece of tobacco out of it. There it is. And it's a perfect cut every time. Thus, perfect cut, right? Okay. This is a Churchill. Why Churchill? This is the size that Winston Churchill smoked. The big long cigar, 7-inch by 50 happens to be this one, but anything around that size is called a Churchill cigar. The size Winston Churchill used to smoke, the big cigar. So we'll give this cigar a shot, and this cigar came out, I believe, in 1995. The owner of the brand, Mike Cusano. Mike Cusano was a New York kid, grew up in Queens, and he came to the Boston area in the early 90s and became a customer of Two Guys Smoke Shop. Right through the Callahan Tunnel in Boston, Two Guys Smoke Shop had their shop in East Boston, and Mike lived in the north end of Boston. And he was in the finance business. And the finance business that he was in would sometimes take him to some foreign countries, like the Dominican Republic. And Mike was a cigar smoker, and he used to pick up his cigars at Two Guys and tell me about some of his trips and what he would see. He was going to the Dominican Republic for financing, I believe, it was coffee. It was sugar cane or coffee. I believe it was coffee. And he'd come in to pick up his cigars every single week. And one week, he came in and he said, I have some cigars for you. Instead of buying some cigars from me, he actually came in and brought me a handful of cigars. And I had a cigar rep from one of the companies there with me, and we lit the cigar and we smoked it. And I said, wow, beautifully well-made cigar. Tastes really nice. There was no band on it. I said, it's good. I like it. Wow, really good. Now, the cigar boom's going on. And cigar boom started, I would say, in 1990 to 97. So it's tough to get cigars. So he says, I may be able to get some of these cigars if you're interested. I said, if the price is right, I'm very interested. The cigar was well made, it burned well, it tastes good. Depending on the price, I'm very, very interested. So he said, well, I'll let you know. He comes and grabs a box of his regular cigars, and he's off and running. So a couple weeks later, he comes back, and he has a handful of cigars again. This time, it has a green band on it. Just this top band, not the part that says vintage. Just the one that says Cusanos, Cusano Hermanos. So he says, here, try the cigar. And I said, looking at the cigar, I said, it's the same cigar you showed me last time. He said, yeah. So I cut it and lit it, and I said, absolutely the same cigar, it tastes great. he said, I'm pretty sure I can get some of these if you're interested. And I said, yeah. He said, well, let's go to lunch. So he took me to lunch, and he pulled out a bunch of the cigars and said, here's some samples for you. Here's the pricing. We went over the pricing, and it was more than fair. I actually thought it was very low. I said, this is a real value price cigar. And he said, well, this is what I can get for you, and I'm getting some in, and I'm going to get about 300 boxes of them in. How many would you be interested in? And I said, I'll take them all. And he said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, I'll take them all. If this is the cigar I'm going to get, you're going to box this thing up, that'll be the band that's on it? Yeah. I said, I'll take them all. So he said, you sure? Yeah. I'm his first customer, I guess. And I said, sure, I'll take them all. So it took maybe 3 months or so, and the cigars came rolling in. I remember he delivered it. Him and his buddies came, and they had their cars. There was no truck or anything, and Mike was driving a Mercedes at the time, stuffed with boxes of cigars, along with his buddies that made the trip with him. Again, he was right through the tunnel in East Boston, from the north end to East Boston. Brought the cigars in. He actually took pictures standing next to the boxes of cigars and stuff. He was very happy, and we immediately started to sell them. Fast forward, just a couple of months later, they were selling unbelievable, and he comes in the store and he says, I think I can get more of those cigars if you're interested. 300 to 500 boxes are coming in. How many would you want? And I said, again, I'll take them all. And he said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, do we have to do this again? I took them in last time. I paid for them. I said, they're selling really good. I got a little bit left, but you know, it took you a few months to get them in, so I'm figuring it's going to take a few months more, so give me them all. He said, that's it. I'm in the cigar business. And I said, hold on, Mike. I said, everybody's not like me. I said, right now it's tough to get cigars. I don't know if jumping in with both feet or something. He says, that's it. I'm getting into the cigar business. He says, I love cigars anyway, and this is what I want to do. And I said, you know, check with other stores and see what other people. Right now you have one customer. You know, I don't want you jumping in and me to be blamed for failure if it happens or anything. He says, no. He says, I have good connections down there. I'm going to pack my bags. I'm moving down to Florida. We'll get the stuff in from there, and I'll take care of you forever, believe me. And the next shipment came in. They delivered that shipment to our store in New Hampshire, where we are now. And Mike came up, are you happy? Everything's good, and we're moving to Florida, and we're going to start this Cusano Cigar Company. I said, okay, I'm thrilled. The cigar's moving great. And I sat back and I watched one of my customers, now my good friend, grow to numbers that I can't believe. I believe they were 5-6 million cigars that they produced. And as luck would have it, I guess, Mike was bought out this past year. The people from Davidoff, who incidentally were the people making the cigar in the first place, actually acquired his company, and now Mike works for Davidoff, who makes Cusano cigars. No wonder why they were made so well. But it's always been a great value cigar. It's always been a well-made cigar. The price has been unbelievable for a cigar like it is. And the Hermanos, you know, you may know the Cusano cigars by the Cusano 18, the Cuvée brands, the Cusano 59, the Cameroon, the 61, a little more full-bodied. But the Hermanos is his baby. I mean, this was the first cigar that he ever came out with. You don't see these things around much. We buy like we did at the very beginning. Everyone he makes, he says, hey, we have so many coming in, and I say, well, take them all. You know, sometimes I don't need them, but I'm just used to saying we'll take them all on this particular brand. We buy every single one we can. It is a great, great cigar, around $5 a piece. How can you beat it? You can't. And it's great to see somebody start out like that, end up where he ended up, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm so happy for the cigar. I've always loved it. One of my favorites. And I was there at the very beginning, and I feel almost part of it, and I'm not, but I feel almost part of the cigar. It's Cusano Hermanos Right now, they call it Cusano Hermanos Vintage. They still put the 87 in there. Since then, they've received 92 ratings a half a dozen times, and they just left it the same way it's always has been. Look at the cigar. It is the way it's always has been. I mean, this thing burns as good as any $10 cigar. It tastes as good as any $10 cigar, and we love it, and you'll love it too. It's a hidden gem. Not everybody has it. There's no advertising that goes on with it. I don't think he ever bought an ad in his life on this brand, but it's a great cigar, and those that know it and those that love it, we sell a ton of it, so there's a lot of these out there, but those that don't know it, give it a try. I think you're going to love it. It's a great story, and it's a great guy. They're nice people. Joe and Mike Cusano from Cusano Cigars. Hey, hats off to you guys. It's been a lot of years. You made it big, and I'm happy for you. Enjoy your Cusano cigars. I sure am. Thanks for joining us this week.